All right, speaking of the proximity principle and connecting, I teased this at the top of the program. I just want to spend a couple minutes setting some of you free. Never, ever go to another networking event the rest of your life. Now, some of you are going, whoa, Ken, are you just trying to be crazy and controversial? No. I'm going to tell you why you should never go to another networking event. The primary reason that you should never go is because everybody else is there for themselves. So you've got a bunch of people bouncing into each other like it's a speed dating convention on steroids, and everybody's just looking to get something for themselves. The opportunity for you to truly make a deep connection that leads to something is very limited. Everybody else is there for themselves. So that's networking. Why would you ever do another networking event as opposed to connecting one-on-one? So that's the premise of the proximity principle, is that the one-to-one connection is where we get the opportunity to learn what we need to learn, to do what we want to do, and continue to make connections. Now, introverts, I know some introverts in my life, and I love, as an extreme extrovert, I love the dichotomy between the way the introvert sees the world and the way the extrovert sees the world, right? So the extrovert, they love these networking events because it's just a chance to meet more people, talk some more about themselves, and have some drinks and some hors d'oeuvres. The introvert looks at that event and goes, oh, I can't even think of anything more gross or draining. But you put the introvert in a one-to-one situation and they flourish because they're not all about the public connection. The introvert wants the deep, meaningful connection. They'll go deep with you. So, hey, extroverts, you can learn something from our introvert brothers and sisters. They understand the intimacy of the deep connection and what it yields. They really get this. So why don't you stop going to networking events and stop sending a bunch of networking type emails and connections on LinkedIn? And why don't you just offer to buy somebody's coffee or their lunch or have them over for a cocktail or a cigar on your front porch? Go to them. That's where you're going to have a deep connection. And when you sit down with that person and go, hey, I value you, and here's why I value you, and I want to pick your brain because I want to be where you are, or I think you know the right people, and I just need your help. This idea of will you help me makes that person feel tremendously valued. And when somebody feels valuable, guess what they'll do? They'll show you value. So this idea that, Ken, well, I don't have anything to offer. Yes, you do. Who doesn't like to be asked their opinion? You ever seen these late night show hosts? This is illustrated so well when these guys go out on the street with a microphone and a camera and they walk up to these strangers and they go, hey, can we ask you some questions? And people are like, yeah, I'll give you my opinion. Everybody wants to share their opinion. But when you understand why, because that's a little bit of value that person feels. They feel significant and they sit up a little taller. You want to hear my opinion? You think that I've got something to offer? Well, I think I do. I mean, that's what's going on inside. Some people actually do that thing. Some people just open up just like that. If you have the guts, folks, to ask, will you help me? You're valuable. You have something to offer that I need, and I'm willing to buy your coffee or take you to lunch, and I'm going to make the most of the time. I'm going to be prepared. Now, I want to tell you something, folks. That's why you should never go to another networking event. Because you go to a networking event, you're just a piece of meat and everybody's looking around going, can you help me? Nope, you can't help me. And it's all everybody trying to find out who can help them. And it's gross and it's wildly ineffective. Now, every time I do this, Joe, I usually get some comment. Well, that's not true. I made a great connection at a networking event one time. I really don't care. Okay, good for you. All right. The point is well made. Most people are like, oh, I'm free. I don't need to go to this big giant room and try to make a valuable connection when I can get way more done and less time by doing the one-to-one connection. And that I'm right on. And I really don't care if you think I'm wrong. Try me. Try it. The one-to-one connection, way more valuable than showing up at a big networking event trying to get somebody's attention and get something valuable out of it. Trust me. And by the way, I love LinkedIn. But LinkedIn is about information, not connection. Don't send people a bunch of emails on LinkedIn. They're all there for the same reason too. Find a way to reach out to them personally. By finding that personal connection, you share a mutual friend or acquaintance or coworker or something, and reach out to them in person. Stop sending all these emails on LinkedIn and stuff like that. Joe, it's the equivalent of fishing in a water hole, you know what I mean, with nothing, no bait, no nothing. Well, I'm just going to throw the hooks out. At some point, a fish is going to come by and see it and just go, what's that, and bite on it. Well, that makes no sense at all. You're not going to catch any fish that way. So be purposeful, folks.